everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ali V, and this is Astro Bunny Universe, where I talk about all things magical, interesting, and spooky. And today we're talking about a very spooky topic where I am going to be reviewing a new tarot deck I was gifted. I don't usually do tarot reviews or anything, but I feel like this particular deck really speaks to me. I have been a huge Diablo fan my whole life. I remember the first time I played Diablo 2, I was probably about 16 years old in my little Hello Kitty outfit. Yeah, check out this picture. Yeah, that's me. That's me. In my little pink Hello Kitty pajamas with my Pocahontas throw blanket behind me on my Hewlett Packard 3. Oh man, I had a whole account full of just assassins back before, the game was evolved enough to allow you to kind of redo your build. I had a whole bunch of builds that I wanted to try out that I didn't want to delete them. So I just created a new account of stuff. So assassin was my favorite. I had a really decked out PvP Javazon, which is kind of stupid because, PvP in Diablo, Javazon sometimes is not the best. Her name was Britney Spears. Yeah, I just really got into the game, and then I was gifted a perfect gift, in my opinion, which was the Diablo Sanctuary deck. So I want to talk about it and just kind of go through it and kind of compare it to my other deck that I normally use. This deck is super cool. It was gifted to me by my boyfriend, and I just love this box, straight out. When I opened it, I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God. Because I couldn't think of a better gift for me, because it's I'm highly interested in tarot. And I'm also highly interested in the Diablo franchise. So it was an awesome, awesome choice. The cool thing is that this deck contains Diablo 1, 2, and 3, and 4 characters and appearances from different people in the story. So I think that's really cool. The first thing I really love about this deck is the fact that this box is super, super sturdy, and it reminds me of the game itself, like when you bought it physically. I don't know if y'all remember that and buying physical games and stuff. This box actually opens. It's got a magnetic thing to it, which is very satisfying. So these magnets are here. You can kind of see them. And you just open this up and you see everything right there. And it's even got this really handy little pull string that helps bring everything out of the box. So that's really, really helpful, especially for me. I have really fat little fingers, and I could never pull anything out of this. So that is pretty ingenious, and I really appreciate that extra level of detail that they put there, because as someone who, uses tarot decks a lot, getting your tarot cards out of the box is step number one, and you want to make sure you're not dropping your cards everywhere. So that is really cool. So the box has really beautiful detailing on the front. It's got some previews of the cards in glossy on the back. Descriptions. The siding of it looks really cool. So the box itself is actually really solid. The guidebook is beautiful. So there are about 12 artists that actually contributed to making this entire deck, and they are all credited in the first page here. So if you're interested in looking at these people, feel free to pause the video here, because I don't want to say their names because I'm kind of afraid that I'm gonna get them wrong. A lot of them are not really, they don't seem like English, which is not a bad thing, of course. I don't want to butcher the name, you know what I mean? Get it? Butcher? Anyway. Fresh meat. So the book itself is really helpful. It's about 96 pages long. It's got some beautiful detailing on the front. There's some glossy touches here, and it's got mostly a matte finish. And I really, really appreciate that they tried to put some sort of explanation of what tarot is in the introduction. And I find that really nice, because I feel like for people who are new that are coming into tarot, they might not understand the point of it all. They might not understand how to, read tarot or determine the spread. And this book has that information in here. It's all just very quick little paragraphs on just helping you out to start. And then we have some really cool some pretty basic spreads, but it's really great for beginners. So if you're not versed in tarot spreads, they have some basic ones here. And then they also have a really cool one, which is like the shape of a sword, and it's like a specific one to Diablo. So this is really cool that they have like their own custom spread. This book covers all the major and minor arcana. They also have reversal explanations in case you're wondering. And the way that they kind of designed this, it's really nice because they put the art on the right side and then they put the text on the left. And there's just enough space for everything on the page, and it's not too cramped, and it's just really simple. Like it's not too heavy with the content, which is really nice. Sometimes it's really hard to sit there and read a very descriptive text for something that you pull. Every page also has the illustration of the card, which is also super helpful. So like if you're doing a reading and someone pulls the Ace of Wands and you give them the card to look at, you can still have this picture here to kind of draw symbolism from. So it does a pretty good job of describing the card and what it's supposed to signify, but also you can make your own assertions in the symbolism itself here. So it's just nice to kind of visually have that in your sight. And on the back, we have like all the credits to everybody who worked on this. And yeah, it's just a nice little guidebook. It's not too big. But what is really big are the cards. So these cards are like really, really huge. The cards are going to be a challenge to shuffle. So I came up with a way to do it. So where you're holding it this way. So you're holding it vertically and you just kind of shuffle this way. And this might seem awkward, but this is like the best way I can think of shuffling the cards. Got it? So that's a way to shuffle these giant cards. I was getting a little bit overwhelmed with the whole thing because when I first opened them, I was like, this is huge. Like, this is so freaking big. It's like the size of my face. Like, I could hide behind this. Like what? The card itself is made out of a typical stock paper that you would find with like a regular playing card. It's a little bit thicker, but not by much. But it's nice and like wobbly. Card ASMR. It's got a nice bendiness to it, but it's not too soft, you know? I think what's difficult is when you're trying to shuffle cards and you can't shuffle them because they're so thick. These aren't the cards. These are great. These are perfect for shuffling if you can wrap your hand around the deck to shuffle it. So the back of the card, it's gonna look very subtle. It's got a nice matte finish to it. And the cool thing about tarot is the backs of the cards are always gonna be symmetrical. You don't know if it's gonna be upright or reversed. And in tarot, you're always gonna be able to read reversals, and reversals mean something different than if you pull something upright like this. I think this is Osmodon. So yeah, all these cards have like a cool like foil border to them. Really nice detailing there. I really love this card. I think it's pretty cool. Oh, this one's sick. The Empress, of course, we have Lilith as the Empress here, looking amazing. The Death card, that's pretty sick. This is, I don't know who that is. Some of these characters, I'm not really sure who they are. This one kind of looks like that girl. Do any of you know who this is? I don't know. Another cool thing about this deck that I really appreciate is they are not lazy with the illustrations. So even the minor arcana and the major arcana are the ones that have titles like Justice or the Moon or whatever. So even the minor cards, there's a lot of them, they're even fully illustrated and symbolic. And I really love that. I think that's so awesome. There are decks out there where they create these tarot decks and they're really cool. I do have one right here, the anime tarot deck, which I may or may not make a video on later. But that deck in particular, it doesn't illustrate all the symbolism in each of the cards. It's just put like 4 wands on a page. It's like, look, 4 wands. It's like, oh, that's great. Can't really see anything in it, you know? So every card has symbolism, it has a message, it's got nuance, it's illustrated in a theme, and it all looks cohesive. All these images, even though they're done by many different people, they all have the same kind of look to them. So it's not completely disjointed, but it's also like, you know, you can tell they have their own kind of unique style, but they're using the same type of colors and all this stuff. That one's really cool. So yeah, these are the cards, and they are very fun and they're very interesting. And if you are somebody that loves Diablo and is interested in tarot, or just kind of want to have video game stuff, you know, like cool video game merchandise, these are like literal tiny works of art inside of this $30 deck. So you could even take these and put them in frames if you like some of them, because I'm telling you, these are so cool looking. Like I could totally see these in like miniature frames. Anyway, so let's break it down to the pros and cons of the tarot deck here really quickly. We're gonna say it's got I ate that. Ooh. Pros, I would say it has amazing packaging. It's got very intuitive ways to open and get your stuff out of the box. The box is really sturdy and beautiful and looks like it belongs on a shelf, which is awesome. It's always nice to have a tarot deck box that is beautiful, because it just adds to the vibe. Guidebook is great. It's to the point, it's small, it's compact, fits right in the box. Beautiful illustrations. The illustrations for the cards are unique and full of symbolism. And the feel of the card is mostly matte, nice and slick, a good grip on the back because you have that glossy versus matte finish. Oh, and the fact that it's thin enough to actually shuffle without having difficulty. The cons of this deck, which there aren't many. The major problem I have with this deck is that it's so big. But yeah, this deck is like a little too big for my ease of use as someone who has really, really small hands. So if you're somebody that has, you know, not a problem with dealing with massive cards like this, then this is gonna be your deck if you love everything else about it. I would just say the size is really all that I would have an issue with. This is not gonna be my day-to-day deck, but I will love to use this deck for somebody who wants a reading in the Diablo style, who is a Diablo fan, or maybe just like somebody who wants a nice, dark, spooky reading. This is perfect for it. So yeah, that is my review for this amazing deck. Thank you so much for watching this video. If y'all have any other requests, let me know. And I just wanted to show you really quick what my normal deck is. So this is the Diablo deck, and this is my normal deck. Oops, it's so sad. Yeah, so it's like literally 1/4 of the size. Oh my god. Like, yeah, this is, you can see I use this every day. It's like worn out. This was a gift from one of my friends, and it's so small, but it's like it fits in my hand and it fits in my purse. So this is my day-to-day deck. This is like a special occasion deck. And for you, it can be anything, just as long as you love it and you treat it well and be very careful with it because they're very big. Okay? I thank you all so much for watching my video. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you like my content, please like and subscribe. And if you want to help my channel, please leave something in the comments. Like if you want to see a certain thing, like if you have a recommendation, if you have a question. I want to keep people engaged and help them with their tarot journey and understanding astrology more. So thank you all so much and have a great rest of your day. Bye. Look, baby. There's a bear.